Jimmy, we'll start with Harry Pell. Obviously, he's gone back to AFC Wimbledon and back to the area where he's from. What was the decision making there, and what was your thought process?
He hasn't had a lot of game time. He didn't see himself as possibly getting in the next 3 or 4 weeks. With the season ticking away and also the length of his contract, one thing and another, he just thought it was time to possibly go and move a little bit closer to home and go back to a club that he knows well and an area that he knows well. And I just think it's the right time for him. I would have liked him to have stayed at least until January and strengthened us, but he just wanted to play football, and we couldn't really guarantee that at this moment. This opportunity came up for him, get a little bit closer to home. I think he's missed home a little bit, although he's came in. It's felt like a whirlwind because he's infectious character. He's fantastic around the dressing room. It's a shame really, but I will miss him, and on and off the pitch. But I think it's a good move for both in the end.
Does it free up an opportunity for you to bring another player in, a couple of other players in? Does it give you a bit more money to manoeuvre with in the transfer market?
Yeah, it possibly will do. Obviously, Andy holds the purse strings on that, but it will do. We do need a couple more players, in my opinion, and John's as well. We are looking to strengthen and hopefully bring possibly 1 or 2 in before the window shuts.
So do you envisage more signings before the window? Because we're a week away, aren't we now?
Yeah. I think we will bring definitely 1, if not 2 in.
Just on Harry Pell's position, obviously he's a midfield player and hasn't started the season in the team. Do you feel your midfield is the strongest area that you've got? The most competitive?
Definitely. I look at the team. I think we've got goals in it. I think we've got energy. We've got youth, enthusiasm. I think we'll score a lot of goals this season. Main concern is keeping them out. That's been a priority. We've had a couple of big losses in Michael Nottingham and Jay Bagaloo, or Jay Rich Bagaloo, as he likes to be known. 2 big losses, and also Ross Sykes going. So it's an area that I still think we need to improve and strengthen. Definitely bring a defender in, a left-sided. That's our priority. But we've got to stop goals going in, and I think that's hindered us at the minute. Certainly Charlton and Burton. I think we should have won both them games if we were a little bit stronger at the back. So we are working on our defenders at the minute. Defenders are wholehearted. A couple of young defenders in there as well, and it's an area that we've really got to tighten up because you concede 2s against Charlton, 4s against Burton. You're not going to win many games conceding them goals.
Is it one of the hardest things as coaches to make sure the team has that balance between being solid at the back and still having that attacking threat? Because you don't want to be boring, do you?
No, that's certainly not boring. We have been really entertaining here, certainly for the fans and the neutrals that have watched the game. But for me, as a coach, assistant manager, it was frightening. Certainly the Burton game, the quality of goals that Burton scored weren't great, and it was defensively. I thought we were all over the place at times. Caught between 2 stools, really, trying to play out or go long. There is a downside to that, and a lot of coaches are trying to play out from the back and getting caught. You see it right the way through it, even up to the top levels. And we just need to get that balance where if you play out, you've got to be good, and you've got to be good on the ball. And if you go long, you've got to also condense the play and pick up the second ball. And I think we were just caught in 2 stools at trying to manufacture that against Burton and Charlton, and something that we're desperately working on the training ground to sort out.
It's an unbeaten start to the season. Do you feel good about that? Does it give you cause for optimism for what's ahead? Because you want to get... You're in your 5th season now. You want to get knocking on the door of the playoffs, don't you?
Definitely, and I think we are a couple of signings away from certainly doing that. You know, we finished in the top half last season. We'd love to improve on that. Yeah, we have lost some big key players, but we are striving to get up that league and finish as high as we can. Where we finish, who knows? There's a lot of twists and turns and injuries and suspensions, and you know, there's a lot that goes on, and we've had to deal with over the last couple of years. But we will strive, as everyone knows, all our fans know, the staff here give absolutely everything to the players to transmit that onto the pitch to hopefully get us up as high as we can in the league.
Do you feel like there's not a lot missing? I know you've mentioned the signings, but you don't feel that far away, do you?
As I say, going forward, we're as good as anyone in this league. I really believe that. But, you know, the foundations are, you've got to stop goals going in. And, you know, it hurts when you concede fours at home. Really hurts. Yeah, it was a lot better last week against MK Dons. And we will be trying to build on that. And bring, as I say, bring one or two in to strengthen that area. But it's an area that we know that we've got to improve on.
Back at home this weekend. Obviously, it's slightly cliche to say, but you want to make this place a fortress. I think you've become hard to beat, haven't you, as a team? So how does it feel playing here now the stadium's been redeveloped and all that?
Great. I think, you know, look to be right there. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we'll be in our new surroundings, home dressing room. I think they're a little bit plush for the away team. I don't particularly like that. I thought they should have just built round the old ones. But it's a nice place to come. And as I said to the players, and you know, John said as well, and John Doolan, we've got to make this still a hard place to come. You know, the pitch is absolutely fantastic, one of the best in the league. The surroundings are very good now. The changing rooms are going to be top draw. But we've got to put a team on there that makes it really difficult for the away team to come and play. And it's not all about playing on mud heaps and getting changed in, you know, ancient changing rooms. You've got to make it hard for them on the pitch, and the fans play a massive part in that as well. Massive. You know, you go away from home, and the fans they're on your case and they're cheering, and we're exactly the same. And when this place is bouncing, it's a great place to come. Great place to play for our players, and we've got to make it really difficult for away teams to come and play here.
How do you feel about the game you've got at the weekends? Exeter obviously came up. You'll know what that feels like. And a manager who's from this part of the world, he's from Chorley, isn't he, Matt Taylor?
Chorley, yeah.
So what kind of challenge do you think you'll face against them? A bit of momentum, I think they've probably got from promotion.
I've watched a bit of them over there since Saturday. I've watched a few of the games, and I've watched highlights and how they play and how they like to play. They're a good footballing team. They like to get forward, they score goals. And I think we've got to make it difficult for them. As I've just said there, you know, the fans and the players have got to be in the face. They've got to make it really difficult. It's going to be a nice day, superb pitch, but we've got to be in the face. And we'll have a game plan. I don't think they'll change. They usually play three at the back with wing backs. Don't think they'll change, but that's totally up to Matt and what he wants to do. But we'll be ready for whatever he puts on the pitch, and hopefully, you know, we'll stop goals going in that way. And I know that we've got goals in this team, and we'll be a threat against any team this season, especially at home.
You guys will have come across Matt Taylor, who was at Berska, wasn't he?
A long time ago.
Century, yeah.
A long time ago, yeah. It's 2000, 2003. And I can remember him playing for Berska. I think they won the FA trophy under him, if I'm not mistaken.